South African clinics and hospitals are facing a lot of challenges as many doctors and nurses are leaving the country. Even the resident doctors, even the South African doctors are leaving the country. And this is actually causing shortage of medical attention in their clinics and in their hospitals. And this is the reason why they have so many queues in the hospital, which Jacinta and the Dudula leaders were saying that the reason why the hospitals are not attending to the locals is because many immigrant foreigners are flooding the hospital. No, but the thing is, South African doctors, nurses are leaving the country. So we're going to be checking out people's reaction and see what is currently going on in South Africa as medical doctors are fleeing out of the country. Currently, the hospitals are empty. So if you just see me for the first time, please do well by liking this video, subscribe and share.
Hundreds of South African doctors and nurses are increasingly leaving the country. This is according to data tracking the flow of South African doctors and nurses to Canada. Poor working conditions, irregular pay, and the looming implementation of the National Health Insurance are being cited as contributing factors. So what does this brain drain mean for the sector, especially with such a huge shortage? Let's ask.
I think South Africans are wrong by chasing away the foreign nationals, especially black foreign nationals, people from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and so forth. They are very wrong. I'll tell you, I have 3 ways I can prove to you why they are wrong. Number 1, they say they must go back to where they come from. For that reason only, you are telling me that you are ignorant, because why will they go back to where they come from? Why? I mean, it's like telling someone from Eastern Cape you must go back and fix where you come from. I mean, some of you are in Gauteng province and you are coming from Limpopo, Northwest, Eastern Cape, Western, wherever you come from. What happens if somebody tells me I must go back to Northwest? Bro, people are starving in Northwest. Why will I go back? Of course, I will go back every now and then. But those people are looking up to me to save them. The same applies to foreign nationals. They came here because they left people starving in their own country. They are here to make a living. They can't just move because it's fun to move. They moved because poverty moved them. And that is why they are always stuck in Mankuru, bank, sending money home. And then when you come and decide that they're not supposed to access healthcare systems because otherwise they are foreign nationals. We are fighting the wrong people. You will never see white people fighting each other in any country for whatever reason. It's always us black people fighting each other. They must go back. What's wrong with us, guys? The second reason why we shouldn't do that is that if Africa has to unite, we have to come together, guys. And we the one who are starving. We are starving as black people. Even in South Africa, even though we trying to act like we are better Africans, we are all starving, and we owe ourselves unity as African people. We need to have one Africa, just like Europe. There's one Europe. There's one currency called euro. It's a continent united as Europe. What's wrong with us as Africans to unite? We always, want to fight each other. Xenophobic days. You don't have to use the healthcare system. White people are owning 80% of the fertile land and they are only 7% of the population. Why don't we fight them if we want to fight for our country? Now, the third reason is that even if we fight them, what are we going to benefit? Of course, we're going to have enough healthcare resources, but have we ever struggled a lot with that because of foreign nationals? Why we lack humanity so bad that we are inconsiderate of our own black people? Like, look at my skin color, look at their skin color. But you look at white people and be like, okay, that's fine. You look at Indians and be like, okay, beautiful. But your own black with the black skin, you look at them like enemies. Something is wrong here. You are doing something wrong. And if I'm the one who's supposed to say it, I will say it. I'm a South African, but I believe wholeheartedly that you are doing it wrong. And the last concept into this whole thing that wrap it up really is that they need to be documented. That I get. But I've heard a speech, somebody said, if you are a foreign nationals, you must leave. And he was quoting some act from the Constitution. I'm like, how did it get here? Because I thought it was about registration. It was about home affairs. How did it get there? Now it's like complete inconsideration. And are we doing that to all other races that are here as foreign nationals? Like white people, there are those who are in Cape Town as foreign nationals without South African citizenship. Are we doing that to them? And what I want to say is, it's good that we want them to be registered in their home affairs. But what I'm saying is, why are they not registered? Probably because they don't have money. Because home affairs need to get paid. Have we looked into them and say, why are you not registered? Do you have money? How much is it for you to get registered? How much it takes for you to renew your passport after 5 years or whatever the time may be? How much it takes to have a work visa? How much? This is our African. They ran away from wars in Congo. They ran away from poverty in Nigeria or in Zimbabwe or Mozambique. And when a black boy or black woman, you are there telling us that you are fighting to protect South Africa. Why don't you take the land? If you want to fight for South Africa, why don't you fight white people? We are directing our anger towards the wrong people, and I said it.
They must not caution their citizens against violence. They must come and fetch their citizens. That's what a good government does. You don't. The time when they were running away from their countries to South Africa because they claimed their countries were not safe, they didn't caution their citizens not to come to South Africa, did they? Now, why are they cautioning their citizens to continue staying in South Africa and be safe? If they are not safe in South Africa, they must caution them to go and hop to the next country or come back home. Don't caution them to stay here. We don't want your citizens anymore. Also, second to that, the United Nations must know they failed to tell Trump to stop ICE. Why are they coming to tell us that we can't get rid of people that we don't? If you want us to believe that your role as the United Nations is anything worth taking seriously, start by dealing with Trump and ICE. Then we'll take you seriously from there.
You know what's even crazy? The fact that the problem and the solution is right there in South Africa, in their backyard, and then their president wants to come to Ghana and have bilateral meeting with our president. Like, what exactly do you want? I don't understand. I mean, we'll come to that one later. But let's address the answer that she gave. You know, to many South Africans, this might sound like a brilliant answer. I mean, they keep praising her, saying that she has answers for everything. But then sometimes when you pay attention to the answer that she's giving, you just realize that she said a whole bunch of nothing.
I'm telling you.
Now, first of all, United Nations didn't ask you guys to keep illegal immigrants in South Africa. They asked you guys to stop the xenophobic attack and all this hate speech and the violence against foreigners in your country. That is what they did. And second of all, the ICE that you are comparing to match and match doesn't even make sense. Hey. ICE and match, these are two different things. ICE is recognized by the government, established by the government. They deal with immigration. What exactly does match do? What exactly do you people do? Are you immigration officers? Have you been confirmed by the, unless you are telling us that the government asks you guys to do whatever you are doing?
You get it?
Then it makes sense to over here. But then who is match? And before you come defending that there are different groups doing this, chasing illegal immigrants and everything, no, at the end of the day, you people are looking at the same goal. You are looking at chasing immigrants out of South Africa. If at the end of the year, you get rid of 1 million immigrants, you all celebrate the success. So if anyone is unalived or loses their property, that loss is on you.
You don't know.
You bear that consequences. Now, to their president visiting Ghana, some people are saying that the whole thing wasn't a visit. It was a bilateral meeting or whatever that was declined. Some people were saying that the whole thing was postponed. For we don't care. All we know is that it's supposed to happen in August and didn't happen. And we all know the reason why. I mean, how would the whole thing look when people lost their property back there in South Africa? Some people have lost their family members. And then at the end of the day, their president will be here, drinking, chilling, and sleeping over. like you are besties.
Why?
How does this even look? I came across this video in Mozambique where these people were asking the South Africans to go back and enjoy the holiday in Cape Town. You people claim that South Africa is for South Africans, so stay over there and enjoy your